Yes, hello everybody. My name is Luke Reardon. This is my final video for my master's degree for my ePortfolio. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start here with this candidate info. So start off with my artifact folder here. Looking back, putting everything in it is way more, shouldn't have been as confusing as it was for myself. And luckily I had Dr. Moody to help me begin this thing to put everything in. So thank you to him. Got everything in here that we're going to be going over, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this folder. Except for this Bitmoji that we had to make. That was kind of fun. I think, probably one of the last people on Earth to not have a Bitmoji picture deal of myself, and I think it made my face look a little skinnier. So we'll take it. So we'll continue here. My program completion timeline. I made a video. I mean, a couple of these things seem to be better if you would have started off the program doing this. Since this is my final class, it was kind of fun to look back and see how much I've done. Just over the years, you kind of lose track, but it was it was good to see where we started and where now I am. So I did that video, which started earlier. I had some, again, in 2021. I think I had some classes. I think I might have done it out of order, but I had some classes started in 2020. That's all right. So going down here to my goals. These goals, again, I did this again later. I did it in this class, and this is my last class, like I've mentioned already. Probably not done mentioning, so buckle up for that. But it's kind of fun to look back. Again, I looked at these goals thinking, what's my first couple years of education look like? What's it going to be like in 2 to 3 years, 4 to 5 years, whatever it was? I think it was 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Thinking about what my goals were when I first started college or even in high school to what they are now are so different. And they're going to have to continue to be upgraded, I'm sure. I never thought in a million years I would even get my master's degree. School always came kind of difficult to me. Um, but hopefully this is my hopefully this is my last class unless something happens, but we'll see. So we'll continue here. I'm looking into going to. I don't think I'll go much further. We'll see, but I do want to be an administrator one day. That is my ultimate goal. But I could see myself. I never thought about it, but I could see myself looking into doctorate programs, and potentially I would like to see myself after retirement or even maybe even before looking into teaching in a college somewhere. And I never in a million years would have thought that, even 5, 6, 7 years ago. So it is fun to look about where my goals were compared to where they are now. My philosophy, wrote this again not too long ago, but this quote right here, I'm going to go ahead and no, that didn't work. This right here, hire for the person, not for the job. I've learned a lot from my administrators I have now. My high school principal was here the same year I was here, and my superintendent showed up about 3 years before I came. And the team that he's built here, that's a quote that he told me: hire for the person, not the job. And I could see what his philosophy, how it works. I mean, just the people that he's been able to surround himself with over the last 5 years around Solomon, it's just a completely different atmosphere than even when I showed up. So that is a big aspect of what I would continue to take into my future. Another one on building relationships. Everybody knows that. And that can be emphasized even more as I progress in my own educational career. Everybody says from the first class you take in college is you have to have a relationship to be able to teach a student. There's nothing more true than that. Continue on. I got this plan of study here squared away, I believe. It again would have been better if I would have started with this, but it is fun again to look back, even though I had some flashbacks of the wonderful COVID years, which was not too fun. But for the sake of time, we're going to move on. Resume. I am a pretty boring person, I noticed. I finished out my student teaching career with a paid position here in Kansas City. And then I came to Solomon for this is now my 6th year and just sort of stayed here. Went to Benedictine and that was it. And I sort of got strapped down my last year of college, as you can tell, but not a whole lot. I'm pretty middle of the road sort of guy. So we're going to transition here to the ePortfolio activities. starting with the annotated bibliography. This was a unique experience for me. I I love to read. I truly do. I think my hardest part was trying to get my citations done correctly. I've truthfully never had anyone that's graded it that hard, and that's fine. It's good for me. But finding the articles I truly look forward to. I would come home after work and all the practices and all the coaching that I do, and I honestly look forward to being in my basement alone, looking for things to read that I searched for. Before this class, it was all Google Currents, and they pick the articles for you, summarize it, and do this. Have the correlation and the relevance and the summary or and the reflection. But this is stuff that I could find, and I could truly look for what I wanted to look for and what I was interested in. And it was a good experience for me. And I just had to sort of follow along the headings. But other than that, it was I enjoyed it. I hope people look at it the same way, an opportunity to learn, because we always need to continue to learn. Yeah, everybody knows that in education you are lifelong learners. Activity log. This again, I should have looked more into before I started the program. As you can see, and the majority of them got entered all in about one day. I had to do 11 elementary because I didn't fill out my entire component tracker, and then I got my 7 secondary and my 5 district. I kept most track with my activity component tracker, but if you look over, I accidentally entered one in wrong. I changed it. This did say 2.2. I accidentally meant 2.3, and I look back and my component tracker, and I was a little incorrect, but that's all right. But anyway, got that all filled out and squared away. Looking back at this component tracker, this thing is, I always had an open tab with this next to my assignments that I was doing all those activities that I kept putting in and gradually working on. I worked very hard on those, but I always had that. And then I got about halfway done, and then I really thought of something Dr. Moody said and looked back into my Google Classroom and said, make sure you have one that fills out every point one, point two, every component. And I was thinking just make sure you cover each standard, each two, but I was able to fix that. That's part of the reason I have 11 elementary activities rather than 10. But I don't think anyone will throw a fuss about that. So these activities were fun to do. A lot of them I was able to take from class that I've done, like the keep evaluation here, but apply them to the school world. What I mean by that, here's my district activities, but I'll highlight elementary more because that's what I spent more time on and more time doing. But things such as digital literacy. This was an assignment that I already did that allowed me to look back on what I did, and then I could take this presentation to my school. Since as being a lead teacher, I could take my digital literacy and show people, and then that could count as an activity. And it was fun to think back and almost, it's been 3 years since I've done this, or 2.5 years. Look back on these assignments and go, oh yes, I remember doing this. I remember doing that. Now I can go and show a teacher. It can be my activity. My principal also graduated from Fort Hays, and she said that one suggestion she gave me to do that, which was just, wonderful for me. So I look back on a lot of assignments that I did. Then I did a lot of assignments also, or a lot of activities also in my actual school. Like this, for example, I put 50 hours. I guarantee you we did more than 50 hours. We are a K-12 school trying to get, and we share all specials, trying to get a schedule that matches everybody is way harder than it sounds. So this is the 5-6 elementary, 7-8 junior high master schedule that we were able to compile as lead teachers and the principal all working together. A long time, a lot longer than anyone would imagine. You do not understand. I just never understood the amount that went into something like that. And then my secondary, I had seven. I had 7 things here. These were all a lot of things I was able to add, looking back on COVID, working together, saving money. And then this activity, was I've been on the teacher interview team forever, being able to look back and hire, or look back and suggest who to hire. Uh, it is one of the only no's that I got from my high school principal for my cheat. I'll show you later on because I don't actually hire, but it's all right. I'm not too bitter about it. But I'm still on that team because I'm a teacher lead for the social studies department, and being on that team has been eye opening. And then moving down, that would be the secondary level. Here's my verification forms. This is my current principal, who's been a principal for 1 year. She graduated from Fort Hays, and since I've been here, she is by far the best administrator that we have had. We are very, very, very fortunate to have her. That might be a testimony to the Fort Hays program, but she is she's been amazing to all the teachers, been very supportive and great. Glad to have her. This is my high school principal, wonderful man. Unfortunately, we are losing him this year. He's going to a bigger district, which is about the only reason you want to leave. Um, Again, he gave me a no, just a little bit better, just because I don't hire people, but I'm on the interview team. That's all right. And then a man of few words. Here is my superintendent, Justin Cope, who just didn't comment anything. I don't know if he's out of time or just doesn't like me, but just kind of wanted to get rid of me. We'll see. I don't know. And then lastly, my reflection here. Looking back on what I thought this program would be compared to this practicum experience, it was another class to get out of the way, but this one was the most work in a good way, trying to do these experiences and do these different um, activities. Was it? I mean, truly was a good time, and you get some experience doing it. And then, every stage that we've done, read it, now stage, doing it. I mean, just it was a wonderful experience all the way around. Long, it was hard, it was very good, learned a lot. And then these are my highlights from each class that I took. I picked module and said why it was a highlight, what I learned from each class, and it was good. It's a good class. I enjoyed it. This I'm excited to be done with my master's degree. It was a great experience for me. Truly, to me, it's a large accomplishment for myself in my life. Um, hope I pass this class. I guess we'll see. But I appreciate everything from all the professors and all the people that are in my class giving me feedback. Um, I did not know that an online program could go as smoothly and you could learn as much. So I always was a very in-person learner. So anyway, my name is Luke Reardon, and we thank you for everything.